Or wait, I guess we could wait.
We can wait for Dave.
Yeah. You want to just sit here and just wait?
Just for a half hour, we'll just stare at the camera. 8:05. Time to rock.
Yes.
Oh, we're live.
Are we? I'm just going to stare at the camera. Yeah. Oh, they can't see you. It's just the two of us.
Oh.
You have to actually talk to be on screen.
Oh, that's right. There's no little thumbnail down there when there's only just the two of us. Give the mugshot face.
I've never had a mugshot.
Me neither. Usually it's just your license picture. Until you actually have a mugshot, that's what looks like a mugshot.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Hey, everybody. It's 5:06 p.m. Pacific, 8:06 real time.
That's right. You're on Monopoly time. I'm on real time.
November 30th, 2018. Yeah, I remember that this time. Well, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Let me just say I had to do a lineup one time. Not me. I had to, point out like, yeah, that's the guy, And on the piece of paper, I was wondering why how could there be mugshots? Everybody's smiling, And that's when I realized, oh, these are driver's license pictures,
Wait, you did a lineup with pictures?
I had to point out somebody.
Actually, no, but they were actually in like.
Oh no! They just. I had to go to Highway Patrol, like Chips, and they handed me a piece of paper with pictures on them, and I had to say, yeah, that's the guy right there.
Okay.
And he was smiling.
Well, that's what a lot of the celebrity lawyers started telling their clients years ago. Like, yo, if you're in a mugshot and you look guilty, court of public opinion, basically. If you see a celebrity in their mugshot and they're like, like looking all sad, or you see all of them, they're smiling, So you got arrested for, I don't even want to say something on here, and you're smiling, But how you doing?
Yeah, hey everybody. It's Friday, I think. Jay Hannon is in the house.
Hello, la la la. And as Steve Anderson would say, it's 50 Fun 50 Friday.
It is.
It is. And Steve Anderson is back in our lives, Johnny. It's a great day.
I saw that.
Yep.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So, wow, 46 people looking at this. Thanks. Thank you for looking.
Thanks for peeking.
Yeah. Quick peek. Let's see. Who do we have in the live chat with us? Michael Collins is in here. Sean Zimmerman. Jeff Underwood. Brian Fingerless Guitar. R2R3. Hey, shout out R2R3. There you go. Dan Sullivan, Mr. BHB. Who's that? Thomas Santiago.
Gross.
7/8. There you are.
I'm here.
Pal Guitars. Hey, good to see you, man.
Going in.
Denny from New Hampshire. Welcome, man.
I could go for Denny's. Denny's burger.
The Denny's. Yeah, I used to go there.
Yep. Did you get the flavored squirts in your soda?
I don't know. This was like 18 years ago.
Yeah, they've had that.
Were they doing that then?
The flavored, you get like a Sprite or something, and you get the strawberry or the cherry squirts in your Sprite.
Oh man, I don't remember that, but I used to go to. Oh, since Dave's not. Hey, Dave's not here. We can talk about whatever we want.
That's right. We should not talk about any gear until Dave gets here. Dave will be here in probably about 20, 30 minutes, everybody. So nobody panic. Nesdall will be here, but it's live without a Nesdall for another 20, 30 minutes.
Live without a Nesdall. That's right.
Yeah, somebody give us a fun topic to talk about. Nothing too crazy here, but let's
Yeah, what do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. Or what do you want to hear me and Johnny talk about?
What do you want to hear us try to understand?
Yeah.
But yeah, Denny's. Yeah, I used to go there. In the year 2000. There we go.
In the year 2000.
Oh, I did a lot of stuff that year, man. I've got so many stories from that year. And there goes Howie.
Yeah.
Clayton. Huh? Clayton's in here?
Yes, he is.
Where is he? Hey, John. Windsor, right? There he is. Clayton, James Hicks, 1998 Hicks. Today is Frankenstrat Friday. That's right, Clayton. Have a great weekend, man. Everybody, leave a thumbs up for Clayton.
Which one's the Frankenstrat? I can barely see him in the little thumbnail. Is it that one? No, it's this one, isn't it? That's
yeah.
The Frankenstrat? Okay.
Yeah.
And again, thank you, Jeannie, my lovely wife, for my early Christmas present. Right there. Bam! Thank you.
Awesomes. Brian Davies. Good to see you, dude. What? Who else? Quentin James. He smiles in all his mugshots. Earl Painter. Hey, Jimmy T. John BL 5150. There he is. Man.
Well, there's no I'm trying to read if there's any fun topics to talk about.
What's up? Hey, Hardwood Steaks. Hey, good to see you.
Ashley Shepard, what's up, man?
Hey.
Hey, Ashley, are you guys recording your own album, or you coming back?
Coming back to oh, you mean like solo or something?
No, his band Gods Below Us. I mixed their last record. But I know one of their guitar players is getting into recording and stuff like that. So I think maybe he's going to be doing their new record. Usually when you don't hear from a band for a while, that usually means they're going elsewhere or they're doing it themselves. So, I mean, if so, that's fine. I understand it, but I mean, I'd love to work with them again because I thought it came out great.
Awesome. Yep. Awesome. Hey, Brian. Brian's in here. So, how have you been, man? Since when did I see you last? Tuesday.
Yeah. I've been good. Just hanging out. Watched some football last night. Put up the Christmas lights yesterday. The normal stuff. And then yesterday, you and I were conversing with Steve Anderson.
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
man. You didn't hear that, did you?
No.
I've got like three. I've got like 3 cups of stuff all sitting here.
That one cup looks like your bathroom is broken or something, and you can't.
What, that one?
Is that the Nick Thompson tea?
Oh no, this one is.
Oh, okay.
This is the Nick Thompson tea. So this tea is hot. Here's how crazy this is, you guys. I've got hot tea right here. I've got iced tea right here. Oh, yeah. I took a drink of one thinking it was the other, and it was shocking.
I see a question here. Todd, aka Soda Pop, asks, have you ever underestimated a guitar player and realized you were wrong? Wow. That's actually a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think
or a really good compliment?
Yeah, usually that happens in like, because I'm a big, heavy metal guy, hard rock heavy metal guy. And usually when you see a guitar player playing some type of music that you're like, oh, that's all like fabricated pop rock, and you almost don't want to admit that hey, this guy might be actually pretty good. Yes, I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're gonna name names, huh?
I'm gonna name one name, and it took me a while to admit it. And my wife is gonna be happy about it. And Boner Jams, if he's in here, he's gonna be happy about it. John Mayer. Damn it, man. He's good. He's a good guitar player. I like his music. I can't stand his voice. But he's a good guitarist. I mean, you got to give it to him. But I mean, I'm just not a fan of his music.
Right.
But that's probably because my wife thinks he's hot, so I'm like.
Every time she's driving, that's what's on the radio. Huh?
Oh, she loves her some John Mayer, man. Yep. He'll go live on Instagram, and she'll get the alert. And she'll pull it up, and literally like 5 seconds we got 60 people watching us now. The second that cat goes live, it's like 1,500 people, like within seconds,
yeah,
load it up, man. And he's talking about nothing, kind of just like we are.
Well, we got to get to that point someday.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
he's a good guitarist, and it took me a while to admit it. I was fighting it. So, what are you gonna do? What about
He's cool. He's cool. I remember when he did the. Do you remember the ice bucket challenge?
Yeah.
What, a few years ago? For ALS, I think it was. And I remember him how do you say the word?
Nominating.
There you go. I think I can only say it one time. he asked for Edward Van Halen. I think right, but he did it for Jason Becker. I remember that. So that was a couple years ago, a few years ago,
right?
No.
Well, so wasn't there a deal where like if you don't actually do it, you have to donate money, right? Wasn't that I don't want to say the catch because whatever, but I thought that was it. Like, hey, if you're nominated by somebody, if you don't do the challenge, then you have to donate X amount of dollars to whatever, to the ALS stuff. So he probably did that instead.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. I know he. I've read, that he's given to a lot of charities over the years.
And the thing about that is, this happens in sports a lot, and I think it's the same for music. I kind of respect the artist or the athlete more when they donate or spend their time with a group or just with their money in general, and they don't make a big deal out of it. It's not like front page news and, oh, I did this, all their social medias. Look what I did. I did this. I did that. I kind of like the guys that it seems more genuine like that, where like somebody else picks up the news and be like, oh, did you see what Eddie Van Halen did? Or do you see what Steve Vai, or do you see what this football player did, when they're not the ones promoting what they did?
Right. Yeah. Cause these days, in the days of, now of Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, you open up the app, the Instagram stories or whatever, and there's, so-and-so saying, hey, look what I just did. Yay me,
I know it's kind of a double-sided thing where they do it and they promote it to maybe get other people to find out about the cause. So I understand that aspect of it, but a lot of it is like the whole, you know, patting themselves on the back and.
But yeah, let's just say if there's people that they're all look at me, me, and then they do that, it makes it. I don't know. It makes sometimes it's a little hard to tell, like, if that's genuine or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, John BL says, or their publicist. Yeah, and I know a lot of these guys are trying to build their own brands and stuff, but yeah, Boner Jams is in here. He said, "Holy Christ, you finally admitted it." Yes, Brian, I admitted about John Mayer, but that's the last time you'll ever hear me. Don't call me later. Well, actually, he called me before, and I didn't answer because I'm a jerk. No, I was eating, but yeah, I'll never talk about it again.
Well, get back to the what was it? Underrated? Was that it?
A guitar player that you either didn't want to admit or you thought wasn't that good, but then later on you're like, wow, this cat is actually.
Well, I mean, this wasn't. This will sort of work. This wasn't somebody that I thought wasn't good. I've said this before, but a lot of people thought, oh, this person, their songs are just 3 power chords, and that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to work at this guitar shop in Berkeley, California, in the '90s, and in the year 2000. And anyway, a local group in the area is and was Green Day. And I remember Billy Armstrong would come in all the time and look at guitars, and actually a friend of mine would build him, you know, custom guitars and stuff. And I remember I was in the back, you know, working on a guitar, and I heard somebody out front playing Rolling Stones, you know, playing, you know, good stuff. And I came out, and it was Billy. And I remember thinking, wow, this guy, he can actually play. You know, it's not just the When I Come Around, you know, 3-chord. You know,
good tone on that song, though. I'll admit that. That's weird. I wouldn't have expected that either.
Well, plus actually, a friend of mine actually gave him guitar lessons in the '80s when he was first starting. And he's a great guitar player as well.
I hope if you're giving guitar lessons, I hope you're a good guitar player. You know what though? Like the whole Corgan, I'm sorry, Corgan. We're talking about the Paint, the Billy Armstrong thing, and the whole Nirvana thing. Like during that era of like that grunge and stuff like that. Not that Green Day is grunge, but I'm just saying it was around that same time period though. Oh, what happened to John?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay.
I had my camera off for a minute.
It was still here. Like it was almost cool to not be a good guitar player. You know, because I remember I was in high school when all that stuff was really, really coming out. And, you know, like shredding was almost looked at like, look at this guy over here, you know? Almost wasn't cool to shred anymore.
Well, it was the I don't know, trend, the style. Or whatever, because you know when what year was that? Right before all the Seattle scene, you know, hit the scene or whatever. It was all about shredding on the guitar.
Yep.
You know,
about hairspray and
hairspray. Every hair band had a ballad. You know, you know, all you saw was ballads on MTV.
Yeah.
You know, and then. Yeah, it was all about just shredding and solos, and everybody, that's what they wanted to do. And the next thing you know, there's a band, you know, that hits the scene, you know, Nirvana, and their song is like what, 3 chords, 4 chords, or whatever. And the solo is like just noise. Yeah, I mean it's like noise, but also it was I don't know, melodic noise. If that makes any kind of...
I mean, I fought it for a lot of years too. Is I will never say that, you know, Kurt Cobain was a awesome guitar player, but he was a great songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, but that stuff, I mean, once that hit, all that shredding, it almost gave guitar players an excuse not to get good at their instrument.
Well, I mean, it's just a different style,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it a whole new generation of players, you know,
Yeah.
got into that, and that was the thing for most of the 90s, even up until today. I mean, it was a huge, you know, bands like Nirvana, um, Pearl Jam. Well, Pearl Jam's a little different, I
Pearl
guess.
Jam's a little different. I think, you know, I never considered them like grunge. I mean, they came out of the Seattle scene, but they were more like rock, you know?
They're more technical.
Yeah, and they were good. They were, you know, they had a lot of mellow. Well, the first two albums, especially the first album, 10, which I think is like one of the top records ever made. I mean, that album is so melodic and just great songs, great melodies. I mean, everything about it is just one of those albums that, man, every time you hear it, you're like, this is an all time great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think? Somebody brought up a good said Pantera kept shred alive into the 90s and into the 2000s, if you think about it. There's a few bands that actually survived all that stuff. You know, Van Halen, I mean, Balance came out in 95 and it went number 1. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, Pantera didn't well, I don't think you would know this, but their third album, I thought that went number 1.
Pantera's?
Yeah. Came out, what, 94? I always forget the name of this album, and I'm an idiot. The one after Vulgar Display of Power.
I don't know.
Far Beyond Driven is easily like the heaviest album to go number 1.
Mm-hmm. I think the bands that were already like really heavy, you know, through the 80s through into the 90s when the Seattle scene hit, it seems like the bands that were already like really heavy, they kept going because it didn't affect them, you know. But the bands that got that where it was just nothing but ballads,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they were the ones that really took the hit.
And I think a lot of the bands that were into that glam kind of thing, like the look and that style, I think those are the bands that really, really took the hit.
Mm-hmm.
Far Beyond Driven had a cover of Planet Caravan, didn't it, Jay? Yes, the last song on the album was Planet Caravan. And the funny thing is I remember when I bought that album, which was day 1, by the way. I remember when I heard that song, I don't ever remember hearing the Black Sabbath version before I heard the Pantera version. And I remember reading through the liner notes and everything. Oh, it's a Black Sabbath cover and everything. But I remember the first time hearing it, I'm thinking, okay, as it gets to the end, they're going to crush. Because you got to, you know, when you're a metal band like that, you know, you got to leave them just guns a-blazing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the song ended, I was like, that's it?
Which version?
Pantera's version of Planet Caravan.
Pantera's version.
Mm-hmm.
So
pretty good.
So was the original version heavier?
No. What I'm saying is I never heard the song before that.
Oh, so when you heard, who was it? You said it was Sabbath.
Yes.
Right. So when you heard the Sabbath version, it wasn't as heavy at the end. It wasn't the same.
No, right? It was the same. It was the same version, basically. They didn't. What I'm saying is, Johnny, is that when I heard it on the Pantera record, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I don't think I ever heard the song before that. So I thought originally, oh, this is a Pantera song. And I was expecting them to crush at the end, to do something really heavy and just go into something crazy. And then when they didn't, I was like, what the hell? And then when I went back and listened to the original version, I was like, oh, it's the same song. It's all slow and, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always It's always fun to listen to an original song for the first time by the original artist. You know, let's say you're used to like a cover version of something, like let's say Pretty Woman, Van Halen.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, I'm sure most of you guys in the chat have heard that, right? And so let's say, you know, the first time you heard the original version of that, you know, it's a bit different. It's not even the same arrangement, actually, because I remember Van Halen actually forgot like a part of the song in their version of it.
Now, did Eddie actually forget it, or did he intentionally leave it out?
I think they actually forgot it.
Wow, because I remember, like, you know, because I was never a huge fan of the original song, but I remember hearing it years ago and being so used to the Van Halen version, and then hearing it, and I'm like, whoa, there's an extra part there that's not in the Van Halen version.
It's like what is it? The very end of the, what would you even call that part?
I forget. I forget what part it is, and
it's like the end of the chorus. There's like a second part of a chorus that Van Halen left out, I want to say. Oh, but no, myself, I was a fan of the original before I even heard the Van Halen version. You know?
Well, you're a Roy Orbison fan. I can't do it.
Oh man, he's
Traveling Wilburys, like, oh my God. My dad had that cassette, man. I was like, oh, turn it off.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. No, yeah, I love those guys. Yeah. And I mean, the whole reason Van Halen even did Pretty Woman is because of that main riff. Eddie wanted to play that riff, you know, and it's a great riff, even the original. I mean, I remember when I was first learning the guitar, two of the first riffs I ever learned was that riff, Pretty Woman, and it was the Roy Orbison version of it, and Day Tripper by the Beatles.
Oh,
and
ding, ding. Was your guitar out of tune like the original?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I remember learning those two riffs, you know, at the same time. Oh, who's that?
Uh-oh.
Hey. Oh no.
I don't know where Johnny is, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, sorry you guys. I have to have my camera off for a little while.
Camera's off, pants off.
Yeah. A little itchy, you know. But no, what I was just saying, Dave, was when I was first learning the intro, the riff to Pretty Woman and the riff to Day Tripper, they're kind of similar. But I remember there was a few times I tried playing Day Tripper, but I was actually playing it in the style of Pretty Woman. Like I got them switched up, like backwards. You know,
so you came up with your own song, like you know, blending the two riffs. Getting sued by both camps.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey Dave, what's up, man?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Good. What did you think of the yeah, Claude. Yeah, I know. Did you see the link that I sent?
No.
In the messenger?
I'll have to relook.
Relook? That means look again.
Yeah, that means you saw it.
Well, I'll have to look is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some
dude Dave he said, can anyone guess the amount of strung strings on Dave's wall? Is that kind of like guess how many M&Ms are in the jar type of thing?
Oh. Jimmy Carr. Hey man.
Jimmy Carr.
That's
another one of those OG names that I remember the first couple times I watched you guys. one of the names that sticks out, you know, whenever I see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, it's a fun name to say. But no, real quick. No, speaking about the Beatles and Day Tripper and everything, I've been listening to a lot of Paul McCartney stuff lately. Remember, because we were talking about him and Michael Jackson?
Yep.
I think. And you know, on YouTube, when you watch, you know, a certain subject, all of a sudden they're pushing all the same thing toward all the same subject, you know, whatever content. So now all my suggested videos to watch are all Paul McCartney interviews and stuff.
That's actually cool. He did a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I've been watching a lot of his stuff.
One of my favorite videos of Paul McCartney, and we've talked about it before, is when he knocks over the mic stand and Stevie Wonder catches it. That's my favorite Paul McCartney video.
Is it an actual video, or was it?
Yeah, we talked about this. I thought.
Did we?
Yes, this was a month or two ago, man. We're talking. I don't know how it came up. Probably the same way. McCartney, they're doing like a huge show or something, and everybody's lined up in the front for like an encore. And McCartney's on one side of the stage, and he goes running across the front of everybody, and he bumps the microphone stand that's in front of Stevie Wonder. And Stevie Wonder, like a hockey goalie, glove saving a beauty, catches it and stands it back up. And it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I've seen him at the NAMM show a couple of times.
Who's Stevie Wonder? But
yeah,
you?
I was going to say, he probably didn't see Paul McCartney there. I don't think he goes.
No. But yeah, it's always cool seeing Stevie Wonder, because he's one of those guys you never would have. I mean, he's a legend, you know, and he's one of those guys like, oh, there he is just walking around. You know, it's crazy. Huh? Discord?
Ooh.
Oh.
What kind of batteries does this take? I might have to change it. Or you guys just might have to use yours a lot when we're off air, so it catches up to my drained battery.
Just be pushing this button nonstop.
Yeah.
I do that without pressing the button.
But no, yeah. I had sent you guys an article about Paul Reed Smith guitars, and them putting out a line of guitars with maple fretboards.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. But they've always had guitars with maple fretboards. I think they're doing a lot more now because of the rosewood, the whole rosewood thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I mean, the maple fretboards that they're using are super duper flamed. Everything is gorgeous. You know, it's like ridiculously beautiful.
Maple on maple. Sounds kinky.
Guitar Pit. Yeah, you've seen those.
5 finishes are on offer, arranged as follow. Who wrote this? Oh. I'm not going to read this. These models are available at the same price as the existing versions. Well, you'd better act fast if you want one. Oh, it's in Europe only. These guitars are part of a limited run in Europe only. Oh, glad they leave that in the last sentence.
No, because you can't export maple. I mean, rosewood. You can't export it or import it. It's, you know, it's very hard. It's very hard to do all this stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Importer exporter. Johnny's blurry as hell.
Like Art Vandelay?
Yeah. I'm an importer exporter.
What does he import? Was it like chips? And he exports diapers. Was that it? Oh.
We missing anything in the chat? I haven't really looked for questions.
Oh man. Yeah, guys. Yeah, make sure you tag us in the chat if you have a question or comment. You can tag my name or 7/8.
Well, Mitch Heyman says that David Nesdahl was great on Guitar Hack.
Oh, thank you. I had a great time. Really had a great time telling some stories, and look forward to going back on that to telling more stories.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's some of the that purple one's nice. Look at that.
That purple one looks left-handed to me.
Huh? Left-handed?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
The one in front of it's left-handed.
Oh, that one's like gray.
I think there's one with a Floyd, isn't there?
There is. Now these are SE models, right? They're the cheaper models, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one on the left has a Floyd. Maple on maple. SE custom.
Yeah, that looks like a Floyd, huh?
Yeah.
It is. They have it's a custom 24 kind of thing, or SE 24 with a Floyd on it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I've never seen a Party Smith with a Floyd. Although wasn't the ones built for Van Halen? Didn't that one have had a PV Floyd on it, right?
Yeah, but they had whatever they could get.
Did you see the video? Somebody made a video about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? They make it all like sound scary and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Like all their videos, it's like a computer voice talking or something, and it's like plays scary music in the background. What's it called? Worst Guitar or something? That channel?
Something like that.
And they make it just spooky.
Mm-hmm. EV Ninja says, I've been doing the tagging for ages, Johnny and 7/8, but
we never read your comments. Anthony, you get my text with the guitar photo. Let me see.
What is it? What do you want?
Oh, look out.
Yeah, look out, eh?
Oh.
I love that dog. She wants to go out. I just got home and she wants to go out.
Mm-hmm. Well, did she go out already?
She was out before I went out.
Well, how long were you gone?
A couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dave.
Todd, that soda pop, that wasn't Snickers, that was brandy. Yes.
Brendan Buttcheeks wants to send us something. Can I give him your address?
Sure.
I don't know if I have your address, so you might have to send it to me.
Here's looking up your address.
You might have to say it on here.
Yeah, just show unbox something for you there.
Go outside. Show us the numbers.
Dave, I actually thought that I saved your address in my phone, but I looked today and I didn't see it. So just text it to me again.
Okay.
And but I know him. He's a good dude, so he's not gonna send you anything weird.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But look out, because now he probably will.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go? I'll be right back.
All right, beer. Johnny Beane, you can export rosewood in guitars. Just have to have the relevant CIT something certificate for export and import. It's wrong to say it cannot be exported.
Mm-hmm. I didn't say it.
I was under the assumption it was you couldn't export or import. I'm assuming, because I know with Kiesel guitars, they say that it must be their policy. Then they don't want to deal with any of the stuff. I'm assuming. Don't quote me on that, because when you go to their guitar maker or guitar builder thing on their website, if you choose rosewood, it says U.S. only. So maybe they don't want to deal with any of the stuff to ship out, because they're in America, or in California. So maybe they don't want to deal with shipping rosewood out of country or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've never claimed to be an expert on any of this stuff. So don't quote me on anything, even if I quote it.
Let's see. Okay, I got a picture here from Anthony. This is at Las Vegas. This is at the Guitar Center in Las Vegas. Let me see. What is this? Oh, it's one of those. What's is it called the Traveler? The Traveler guitars. You guys have seen these. Looks like a Strat, but it's just like a tiny little body.
Yeah, it almost looks like there is no body. It's just the neck, the pick guard, the pickups, and the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. I've played a couple of those. Actually, when Michael Smith and I, when we were at the last day of NAMM, we were walking around and we ran into Larry Mitchell, and he was at their booth.
Trying it out.
Yeah. So we were talking to the company of these.
Now, I think I asked you this before, but how does it feel with nowhere to rest your forearm when you're playing that?
I didn't think it felt too weird when I played it. I don't know, but then again, I'm used to playing those small little headless guitars, which are it's kind of a similar feeling, sort of.
Brendan, I don't know why I'm texting you back. I don't know why I just don't say it in the thing. Brendan texted me and said, I missed your comment. I came back to you saying he won't send anything weird. No, I was saying, how was I saying?
You mean export?
Yeah, importer, exporter. That you wanted to send us something, and I thought I had Dave's address to give you, but I don't. So, yeah, I'm going to get it from Dave, and I'll get it to you, and then, yeah.
So him sending something to Dave makes Dave the importer. Right?
And Brendan's going to be the exporter. Butt cheeks, what would you call it? Exportions. That's not right. Butt cheek exporters. You don't want to be an importer, and never mind. I'm going to stop it there. BV Ninja says, Jay, it is legal to export. It will be because they wish not to go to the extra expense and paperwork to do it. With some U.S. makers, they're an extra charge for rosewood. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I didn't know if I had no idea if there was a law in place or whatever. So no clue, but that's good to know. Now I know, and knowing is half the battle for you G.I. Joe fans out there.
That's right. Yeah, and the more you know, and the shooting star goes across the screen. Remember those NBC? The more you know. Yeah. They were little like 30-second commercials. Johnny, have you heard of an H chord? Have you heard of an H chord?
Like guitar chord, or like actual, or an actual cable chord?
Oh. Uh oh.
I'm going to copy this.
Should we read? Dave, do you want me to read that?
Yeah, read it out loud.
That's it. 1, 2, 3.
Brendan says, "I'll send you a picture of what I'm sending." No. It has to. No, this has to be a secret, or we want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Surprise.
We want to see the look on Dave's face when he's totally shocked.
And
after
actually,
importing
Brendan,
that.
you know what? I wouldn't even send them all at the same time because Dave can't wait. Because Brendan lives in New York as well, so Dave will get his first, I'll get mine second, and you'll get yours third. And Nesdal won't be able to wait to open it.
Yeah, it's like when the mailman shows up, it's like it's like Santa every day.
Yeah, Dave will he brings the razor blade to the mailbox to open it as soon as he gets it out of there because he just can't wait till he gets inside, you know.
He takes the razor blade to the mailman. Give me. That mail's not for me. I don't care. I just want to open it.
You guys are a bunch of jerks.
The jerk store called.
And they'll roll out of you. Wasn't he shrimp or something? Or was that the first time when he choked on or he's chewing the shrimp and he couldn't come back with a
Yeah. Man, that happened to me recently. Not the choking on shrimp thing, but having like a comeback to somebody and like the whole rest of the time driving, like, man, I should have said that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh yeah? Well, I had sex with your girlfriends. I just figured I'd say that. Isn't that part of it though?
Yes. Your wife, the way he says it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and then the truth was that she was in a coma.
Yeah.
And then he was watching that movie. You guys, we're talking about some Seinfeld episode. And then Kramer's watching the movie, right? And somebody was in a coma and they come out of a coma. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what else?
What the hell's going on? Now Jeannie's talking crap about somebody?
I don't know, but why? I haven't done anything. What do you mean I'm not tagging you?
Hold on. Beane says doesn't come up. What? Doesn't come up to see when I type the 7/8 as your name does.
Oh, I know what you're saying. That must be a glitch. Yeah. I noticed that earlier.
I think it's a glitch.
Yeah, Jay, try mentioning me in the chat here. Wait, maybe that will work. Try mentioning Dave in the chat, and it won't come up.
Don't mention me.
Okay, I see that.
I don't see anything. How come I don't see Jay even typing?
You guys don't in the chat?
Huh?
You're not coming up.
Why not?
I see my name.
That's what she said.
Dave. Or some Dave dude just texted, type mine in there.
Okay.
This has got to suck though for people that actually aren't looking at the chat because they're going to have no idea what the hell we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Jay, do you see that?
Yes.
I mentioned you. Is it in orange?
You didn't call me a boner though.
Oh.
I called you a boner.
Yeah. Dave never comes up for some reason.
Dave, can you type something in the chat real quick?
Sure.
Uh-oh. You hear that?
Oh, come on. Party's over.
Now he's there. Everybody can tag Dave. Everybody tag Dave. Say something nice.
There it is.
Yep. Now you're getting blown up.
Ah,
Frank, that's not how you spell my last name. There's 2 L's in Nesdal.
there's 2 S's. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a glitch or something. But yeah, I remember earlier when the chat was first posted, you know, like an hour before, and a couple people said hi to me, and I went to mention them, and I couldn't mention them.
Oh.
So I think that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, Janice says the tags don't work on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
on the phone. Yeah, yeah.
They do, but you can't, like, when you're actually typing somebody's name, you have to get it perfect. But you won't see it being tagged, but then when you do it, when you actually hit send, it'll show them tagged.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can't believe they haven't fixed that yet.
Mm-hmm. Actually, even for me, like, see, Nightbot just said follow me on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
which you guys, if you're on Instagram, you should be.
Yeah, you're not highlighted.
For me, even within the Instagram address, the Johnny Beane at the end is highlighted, just the name itself.
Oh.
So maybe if I type just this, maybe you'll see that.
Jay is correct. For what?
Is that highlighted?
I'm never correct.
It's not highlighted.
No, for him though, for
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes.
For Jay it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So like right there, Dave, is that highlighted?
I don't have it yet. No. Very funny.
Okay, but that is. Right?
Thrash Metal says Dave Nesdal loves the $5.98 Garage Days Revisited EP.
Yes, that's highlighted.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you know why? Because I don't have it on live chat again. Why does it go to top chat? Why does that do that?
That's the default, because top chat that'll take out any spammers.
Yeah, it's got a filter on it or something. Dave, same. Mine was set to top chat too, and now I just changed it.
You always have to change it over to live.
All right, because I'm like, you know, mine is behind everybody's. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Mac.
Ooh, I would love. Man, I want some McDonald's now.
I just had some Thai food. It was amazing.
Tide?
Thai food.
The Tide Pod? Did you guys see? There's a meme, you know, the Tide challenge, which nobody should ever do. Did you see that? There's another meme where it's called the cotton candy challenge, and it shows like an addict, and it's not like up there, and it shows all the installation, all the Pink Panther.
Yeah,
and it shows a kid like eating it, and his face is like all like bloody. It's called the Cotton Candy Challenge.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, I have a huge fear of that stuff, man. I don't want to be anywhere near insulation, because I just feel like you touch it, and all of a sudden it's because it's all glass.
Fiberglass,
yeah. And I have just to let you guys know, I have a huge phobia of broken glass. It's one of the worst things ever.
Try stepping on it.
Broken glass
memory.
What a
great! Hate it. I cannot stand broken glass.
If anybody is a Section 8 fan, they're a band from Albany, New York, will know when I say Broken Glass Memories.
Mm-hmm.
Great song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate it though. Not that I've never heard that, but just
you'd hate it. Yeah, you'd hate it if you.
Let's say this cup fell on the floor, I'd freak out because, well, like I was telling Joe Wentz earlier, Joe just got a pair of.
Oh no!
That sound! I don't know. But hey, Jay, you know our shoes?
Yep, Spicoli's.
Joe Wentz just got a pair of these. He sent me a picture, and I told him I wear these as house shoes. you know,
Yours are clean.
meaning I don't wear these outside. And like, if you always notice, you always see shoes sitting back there. And I told Joe the reason for that is because I used to live with a Japanese family, and you get used to taking your shoes off and having house shoes.
Oh, so your Vans are your house shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotcha.
And he's like, okay. Like, it was like the weirdest thing.
I'm gonna need a new pair of Spicoli's pretty soon. Mine are getting worn out. So those are my regular sneakers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mine are getting worn out, and I just wear them in here. Yeah, they seem like
yeah, they go through a lot of wear and tear sitting at the computer. See, Brendan, this is how rumors start. He said, wait, Johnny's Japanese?
Mm-hmm. I'm a lot of different stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised. What? Oh.
John Windsor. Yes, if D tunas are worth it.
Mm-hmm. Installed correctly, yes. Come in.
Hello.
Come in.
Who is it? Come on inside.
Imagine if that was a doorbell.
Imagine if you rang somebody's doorbell and you heard this.
That happens when you ring my doorbell.
You know, I have one of those ring things, you know, ring outside of my house.
A doorbell, you mean?
A ring doorbell, right? And they have an option in the app that I'm opening right now. You can change the ringtone because I have the ringer inside, you know, in the kitchen. So whenever somebody rings the doorbell, the sound happens.
Can you get custom?
That's what I was about to say. Right now, it does this. Sleigh bells.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's also that's not very good. Like, I was excited when I saw jingle bells as an option, and I was like, that kind of sucks. That's not nice to talk about. Never mind. They're not very good, so I'm leaving the sleigh bells. But there should be one where you can record your own sound, you know, or upload your own wave sound or something like, or MP3 to it. Mm-hmm. But they don't give you that option.
Well, what I was going to say, which is, well, I mean, it's the future, you know. Let's say doorbells get to the point in the future, okay, mm-hmm. where, you know, you ring a doorbell and, you know, you got a fingerprint, you know. Let's say you ring the doorbell and automatically it's a custom ringtone because of your fingerprint, and the people inside know who's at the front door, right? Uh-oh.
You see the Christmas lights? Kind of.
But the four lights on top of the thing?
Is that your peephole?
On top of the widow's peak?
Well, my doorbell is to the right of my front door. So I had to buy one of those stupid angled things to put on my doorbell to have it be able to face angled out. It's kind of weird when you see it, but if you saw my doorbell, you understand.
So wait, so was that an actual picture?
Yeah, it's live view mode right now.
So you're able to look. Let's say you're sitting, you know. Let's say you're in the room, sitting there, and someone's knocking at the door. You can just exit out from Instagram and open that up and see who's there.
If somebody rings my doorbell, I get an alert on my phone. Somebody's at your door. Somebody's at your door. And if you actually swipe over,
it's 10 p.m.
Yeah, if you swipe over, it opens up live view mode. It opens up live view mode, and look, it's pretty neat. I should get a
You
kickback.
you can exit out of the middle of the grinder that you're watching, and
See if you'll notice on the bottom corner there's the green button and the red button. So if I want to talk outside right now, hey,
it said meow. Isn't that what it said?
what?
The cat's at the door.
You said A and something said meow afterwards.
It's feedbacking for me.
Something said meow.
Hey, Jeannie, go outside real quick and talk to me through the Ring app.
Meow.
So yeah, it's cool, and you know, but whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna knock on your door.
Hold on. Is she outside? Oh, she was. Now she just went inside. Oh well. Thanks for ruining the show. Hello? Is anybody there?
Uh-huh.
Where'd Johnny go?
Johnny, go.
I'll be right back. I actually do have to go. Hang on.
Now he's going to the room.
Hi, Jeannie. See? Oh, they went instead. So anyway.
All right, bye. There's nothing there.
Nothing.
Nothing. 58, 57, 56.
56, 20, 10.
Oh my God.
Anthony M says, "For whom the bell tolls," Metallica with the devil horns. Somebody else mentioned the '89 version of that song, the live version. And for those of you who have not seen it, when they start playing that song and the intro happens, and then when Lars finally starts with the, you know, the basic beat, there's a drum, there's a camera behind him looking out into the crowd. And whether you're a Metallica fan or not, Nesdal, just the I remember the first time I saw that and I got so pumped. Because it's just like a sea of people just going bananas. And I'm like, man, imagine being Lars sitting behind the drum kit and just seeing that. That's got to be some kind of man. Metallica plays it with the San Francisco Symphony Live. See, I never was a huge fan of that whole Metallica symphony thing. That was, well, that's not for me.
That was an album, right? Or
Yeah.
a live. Was that the one? I remember when they did that. I think it was in Berkeley, actually.
S&M, I think it was called. No, I'm serious. I think that was the name of the album.
It was at Berkeley, like high school or something.
High school.
I remember when they did that. Yeah, yeah. They're at Berkeley High School. There's an actual theater there, and bands play there. I saw Sting there. That was the Sting show that I walked out of.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to show you guys this because it's friggin' intense.
Did you, oh no.
I'll turn the volume all the way down so you don't get flagged, Johnny. But it's live. Should it matter?
No.
Well, if it's a commercially
Yes, it is. Yeah.
released thing, that yeah.
But watch this. I know he's getting some reflection here, but look at that. Watch, dude. I mean, that camera angle alone is like, holy crap! Look at this. Look at that. I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, holy crap, man. You couldn't imagine, you know, what that, you know.
Yeah, but any band of that caliber is going to see that. It's not
I know.
just Metallica.
I'm just saying, when you see that as a kid, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, that's a Metallica sized audience. Yeah, definitely.
That ain't no Van Halen crowd.
And that was before they really, really hit it you know, like the Black Album is when they hit the, as Hogan would say, the stratosphere or the ionosphere. I mean, the Justice tour was the first time they actually headlined their own headlining tour. Before that, I think the Master of Puppets tour, they were with Ozzy.
Mm-hmm. They're opening.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, Buttcheek's got a question.
He has a telly body that he bought, and he has a telly style neck that looks like it's sitting too high in the pocket. Do I shave the neck or route the pocket? I think routing the pocket is probably the better thing to do, but boy, I hate that scenario is probably my least favorite scenario of anything that can go wrong with a guitar, because you got to do one or the other, and both are not easy.
Isn't that dangerous to say about the pocket though of the body?
Well, if you do it with the right kind of router and you do it slowly, then it's not that dangerous.
Yeah, you got
to measure twice and cut once.
You mean measure 10 times and cut once?
Yeah.
You cut twice and measure once.
I don't even measure. I just cut. That looks about right. Because I remember when I had the Chinese neck up there, the Wolfgang neck, because I was originally swapping it out for the ebony neck on the striped one. And you guys all know this. So when I took that neck off and put that one on, I noticed that the heel of the neck was much thicker on the Chinese neck. So that's why I was like, well, I guess it would make sense to sand that as opposed to routing out the neck pocket in the body.
Problem is, sanding that, you're never 100% straight.
No, and it's not, and that's why it's sitting up there instead of on that guitar. I mean, I'm sure if I brought it to somebody that really, really knew what they were doing, it would have been fine, but I have no patience for that. And Johnny convinced me that I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it all night long.
But remember, I said though, measure once and cut twice.
Yes. Measure once and sand twice until you sand too much off at an angle and you're like, ah, crap.
Mm-hmm. But I probably told you though. I'm like, take your time though. Don't rush through it.
Well, of course you did, but you know, I'm not blaming you. My own fault.
Mm-hmm. But I know what you mean though. It's like Nesdal and getting a package. It just has to be opened instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I waited on the package the other night.
Oh, did you?
The other night.
Did somebody wait on your package? Skid Row opened for Van Halen in '95?
Yes. Unbalanced tour, yeah.
I didn't see that one. I saw
there was certain legs of the tour where there was different opening acts.
I saw the one with, I think it was Candlebox.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Candlebox.
Mm-hmm.
95?
I'd have to look again. Hold on, isn't my ticket somewhere?
Or 98?
No, I'm sorry. It was Collective Soul.
Collective. Okay.
Yeah. I think I've showed you this phone before. There it is.
95.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I saw them, I saw Van Halen 3 times in 95. And it was different bands each time I saw them. Different opening bands.
Yeah, I wonder, who the hell did I see? I saw some big band at the Meadowlands, and Candlebox opened for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look it up real quick.
I wonder if there's any people that went to one of those shows just to see the opening band and then left when they were done.
All I know is that I was excited to see Candlebox as well, and there was some group of dudes sitting either right in front of us or right behind us, I forget, and just the whole time, you guys suck, you know.
Talking to you?
Yeah.
Man, don't you hate that though? You go to a concert and or not even that. You go to, I told you guys I went and saw Superman, the original Christopher Reeve, film. It was playing in the theater last week. Which again, you guys, if you guys are fans of the original Superman movie, seeing it on the big screen is 1,000 times. I mean, it's amazing. That's one of those movies that was made for the big screen. But anyway, what am I saying? You go sometimes you go to a concert or you go to the movies, and you always get that one person sitting right next to you or behind you that it's like, oh, everything was great, and then all of a sudden there's somebody sitting there and they're coughing nonstop, or they're yelling, "You guys suck!"
Okay, so right here on Van Halen News Desk, and I tried to copy it to paste it into the chat, and it says,
you can't copy their text.
Is protected
because they don't want it being.
That's awesome. So it says Van Halen had various openers for the U.S. shows. The bands were Skid Row, Collective Soul, which was on my ticket, Slash's Snake Pit, Our Lady Peace, and Brother Kane.
And for one show only, the show I was at in Oakland, the one that was rescheduled, it was Shaw Blades, Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades.
Oh wow!
Playing their Damn Yankees and Night Ranger songs acoustically.
Wow. You want me to run through the typical set list for that tour?
Yeah.
All right. They opened up with either Right Now or Seventh Seal. When I saw them, it was Seventh Seal. I know that.
I think Seventh Seal was like earlier in the tour, and I remember. I know you guys. None of you guys will believe me, but I remember when I first heard that song. The day that album Balance was dropped, it was probably on a Tuesday. I remember listening to that song for the first time. Actually, no, I think I heard it for the first time on the radio the week before when it was a Tommy Nast thing or whatever with the band live from Fifth and 50 or whatever. The first time I heard Seventh Seal, I heard that beginning of the monks, the chanting or whatever it is, and I remember thinking, I bet you guys, and I was talking to myself because I got no real life friends.
You say you guys? Yeah, I bet you guys.
Yeah.
And there were no guys back then.
I was talking to these. I'm like, hey, you guys. I bet. I'm like,
and let me guess, you named them Jay and Dave, right?
Jay and Silent Dave.
What?
Jay and non-Silent Dave. No, I remember the first time I heard that song. Hey, GTV, hey man. I remember hearing that opening part, and I remember thinking, when they tour, they're going to open the show with that sound, and then they're going to hit the stage, and that's exactly what they did. And I knew it. It's one of those things where it's like
sometimes when you hear a song, especially an album opener, and you're like, oh yeah, they're going to open up with this when we see them live. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yep. Oh yeah, on the Carnal Knowledge tour, opening with the drill.
Yeah, I mean,
right at the Pound Cake, and actually, was it that tour? They actually played a bunch of those songs, like the first few songs of the album are the ones they played first,
which I think sometimes is pretty neat, All right, so Right Now or Seventh Seal, Big Fat Money, Why Can't This Be Love, Top of the World sometimes, Run Around sometimes, Not Enough, Amsterdam, bass solo, the Seventh Seal after the bass solo, Aftershock, Mine All Mine, drum solo, Can't Stop Loving You, Feelin', Eagles Fly, which was Sammy's solo thing. And actually on that tour it was neat because the whole band would come in at the end.
We started doing that in '93.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Talking About Love, then guitar solo, You Really Got Me, Jump, One Way to Rock, Dreams, Pound Cake sometimes, Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do sometimes, and then Panama. So
I've got a bootleg of a Balance. It was like one of the last Balance shows, I think. They were in Japan. and it's really cool. It's a cool show, because I don't know if they play different songs on that during that show or whatever, but there's a cool vibe about the recording in the show, which is a little different than most of the other like boots that you would hear.
Mm-hmm. Boots.
Right?
Soda Pop wants to know, what's Ross Childress doing now?
I don't know who that is.
Me neither. I was hoping that one of you guys was going to be like, oh, that's so-and-so. And then Brendan Buttcheek says Candlebox open for Rush. So that must be the show I'm thinking of. And that was probably the last Rush concert at the Meadowlands that they had an opener, because for the most part, it was always right on the ticket, boy, an evening with Rush. And they would do an hour and a half, take a 20-minute or 15-minute intermission, and then come back out and do another hour and a half, man. It was awesome.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That must be great, man, when you hit that level where, we don't even need to bring an opening band out, man. We just go out on tour and sell out stadiums and arenas and just play for 3 hours.
That's a lot. That's a long time to play.
But when you have, 15 albums or 20 albums.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work. 3 hours.
Too. Those guys weren't young when they were doing an evening with Rush playing for 3 hours. Boner Jams asks if I've ever seen a Van Halen show in New Haven, Connecticut. No, but if I ever get a DeLorean, I'll go back and see the New Haven, Connecticut show that they did on the 5150 tour. And then freak everybody out in the crowd around me, because I'll know everything that Sammy says in between songs.
You'll say it before he does.
I'll do the same dance moves that they're doing on stage and everything, man. Yeah, I'll say it before.
Except you'll throw your shoes and your bra up there.
Yeah. And then I'll come home and actually see my stuff. Them going through my stuff on stage. Yep.
You'll see yourself jiggling.
There he is, the barefooted man right there.
Oh. Mm-hmm. John BL, are you still in here? Oh yeah, there you are. Does anybody know of any audience recordings of that show? Or was that one show where they totally searched everybody for recorders because they were recording that night?
They must have.
Because I've never heard that'd be a great bootleg.
Mm-hmm.
To hear.
Yeah, and to see if anything was fixed.
Right.
I think the only thing that might have been fixed was like the background, the background vocals and stuff. Because I mean, Johnny, you and I talked about on the phone one night where there's certain times where Eddie jumps up and down or runs, and you can actually hear his guitar, like the strings go out of tune for a second when he jumps. It's like, that's not re-recorded, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how much. I don't think there was much of anything redone of that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watch the Tokyo '89 video, if you watch some of the songs like Mine All Mine, you hear the same background vocals as the album.
Yeah,
the stuff was stuck right on. Some of it might have been actually piped in. Actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking the keyboard songs might have been, because those were all, to a click. Al's hearing in his headphones, so they're all, that whole keyboard track is pre-recorded. So Dave's sleeping.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jay and Sleepy Dave.
Somebody wants me to sign their nipples.
What's his name?
I've never signed a nipple. I've signed a boob, but not a nipple.
Mm-hmm.
Even at its largest, that would be a small signature.
Never mind. I was gonna leave that alone.
Man, I was gonna say something, I forgot. I remember when I saw the Police when they did their reunion tour 10 years ago, and Andy Summers is up there singing background vocals, but he's just miming. The actual background vocals you were hearing was piped in, and it was Sting himself singing them.
Oh,
so that was kind of strange. That was kind of weird, you know. But if you guys saw the Police, you know, back in the day, it was Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland doing all the background stuff live, you know. But for that reunion tour, it was all Sting just piped in, you know.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they would do that, but for somebody that, if you can tell, it's kind of takes away from it. It's not, because it's not totally, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I understand sometimes, you know, these bands, when they're recording, you're not really thinking about how are we going to perform these songs live. So during a chorus, you know, they got 10 vocal tracks going to make this chorus sound larger than life. And it's like when we hit the stage, you know, the singer's the only one that can sing, or there's one other guy, the other guitar player can sing, but they can't match that intensity that the album has. And you're like thinking, well, are people going to think that we don't know what the hell's going on? We don't know how the hell to perform?
Man, it's been like 20 minutes since David said anything.
Sorry.
Anybody from New York know who Mike Francesa is?
Mm-hmm.
He falls asleep on the air and then he denies it too.
Uh-huh.
Listen, when I tell you what kind of day I had later, you'll understand.
Motor City Axeman. What's up, dude? Dude, this thumbs up's for you, man.
I'll be right back, gentlemen. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Oh man. Well, I was going to talk about, you know, what Jay's talking about, but he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's one of the problems with making, you know, just a record that just sounds totally amazing, is having to do that live, you know. And some bands,
it's always hard. Yeah, it's always hard to reproduce that live.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you guys know, with, you know, Van Halen, the first Van Halen record was basically live. You know, all the music was all done at the same time. You know, guitar, bass, and drums. And so when you listen to some of those bootlegs of the first tour, if you listen to some of the really good ones, like the soundboard ones,
mm-hmm.
it's almost like you're listening to the record. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the same. Same thing.
What did I miss?
Nothing, but now I'm going to go rest my head. I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Well, I had my camera off for 20 minutes, so I guess it's all good.
Yeah. Stan Adams asks, "Are you guys going to see the EVH 2019 tour?" I think you mean WVH 2019 tour, meaning Wolfgang.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. If there's anything, definitely.
I just hope he comes around here, which hopefully happens, because Tremonti was supposed to come here, but then the hurricane happened, and that whole week of shows from the House of Blues got canceled. So,
I was just gonna ask you, did you didn't go to any of those shows when Wolfgang was touring with them, when they were doing all those clubs?
No.
Was that in your area?
What year would this have been?
That was John BL. When was that? It would have been. It was before the album, before Different Kind of Truth record.
So
right? Or no, it wasn't. It was after that.
It was after?
No.
Come on, John.
It would have been 2011, right?
The problem is there's really no venues around me except for the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach, and a lot of bands don't go there. Even though when they do, the place gets packed. But I think it's one of those clubs where, it's a few hours before and after the previous one and the next one, where it's like almost out of the way for bands to hit it. So I think that's part of the reason. Yeah, Nightbot. Johnny's close to 5,000 subs. Let's do it. But then again, everybody watching probably subscribes, right now.
Everybody in the chat probably already is. I mean, that's how they're even here.
Well, tell your friends, and then your friends.
Yeah,
all be friends.
Let's all be friends. But no, the Tremonti, yeah, when they toured, when Wolfgang was on bass, they didn't come anywhere around here. Otherwise, I would have gone.
Weird. Why wouldn't they have gone by you?
It's not the market for it. Like I said, even just Van Halen or hard rock, just hard rock in general. The Bay Area really isn't the scene for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the village people, more like.
Yes, Boner James. Tremonti is a monster. That's another one of those guitar players. Like when you listen to those first few Creed albums, you're like, yeah, he's a great rhythm player, but he doesn't.
Tremonster?
Huh?
Tremonster?
Yeah, Tremonster. It's actually pretty good. But he never really had a chance to show off his chops. And then when he did what the hell's the band?
Alter Bridge.
Alter Bridge. Yeah, there's some chops in there. I think Blackbird is the record that I really like from Alter Bridge. That one's got some tune.
Yeah, Tremonti's a good guitar player.
Yep.
Where's Michael Smith been? We saw him at NAMM. The last NAMM.
A year ago. Where's Michael Smith been? Yeah, we saw him at NAMM.
Yeah, it's only been 11 months.
No, we spent a lot of time walking around and stuff, and we saw. Wait, was that last year or was that the year before? Tremonti was there, because I think he has like a signature amplifier or something. Maybe
PRS.
Yeah,
that was last year. Yep.
Was that last year?
This past one. Yep. Bozique says they may be done with David Lee too. Perhaps another Van Halen singer down the road. I don't want to see that.
I don't.
Very doubtful. Listen, he's not a quarter member. That's why he's not in that picture, that last picture with the three of them. He's a hired gun. He's not a full member of Van Halen. Van Halen is the three Van Halen it's the Van Halen family.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's been since Roth has been back in the band. They don't consider Roth a Van Halen because he's not. He's just the singer.
Mm-hmm. Well, he left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is it's not the same thing as it was in those early years when they were, quarter partners.
Yep.
And it's just the namesake is who is the partner.
And I remember hearing something, I don't know how true it is, but when he got back into Van Halen, it was almost like a contract thing, like X amount of years, and then after that, it would be kind of almost like a sports contract.
Yeah, it was very much like that. I mean, you guys must have seen the interview with Eddie where they were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where Sammy and Mike said that they were the other half of Van Halen.
Yes.
And Eddie said, no, the other half of Van Halen is Alex, my brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird when you look at like the old, videos and interviews of Eddie, and he, deflects all praise to like everybody else in the band. Oh, Mikey and, Sammy. And then now it's like, no, it's all me. It's all me.
Well, for many years, Eddie was like the silent partner. He was in charge, but he didn't have the mouth. Like, he didn't want to say anything. He was shy. He didn't want to talk. He left all that to Dave and then to Sammy. And, and I think that may be where things went wrong with Van Halen, and people thinking that, well, geez, the front man must be the boss of the band. Everyone thinks, because Eddie's quiet, he's not the boss. And he's definitely the boss.
Well, according to Dave and then Sammy, virtually all the decisions were made by Dave and Sammy during their heydays until everything kind of went sour with Sammy and Eddie around the Balance era, where they would always ask him, Sammy, what do you want to do? He'd virtually make all, for the majority of the decisions. But who knows, man? I mean, it's fun to think about these things and talk about them. And, we got 58 people watching us talk about what might have been going on behind the scenes in Van Halen.
And none of us were there.
So
how the hell do we know?
You said you were there for a week.
I was, but Eddie was definitely in charge.
Yeah, when Sammy was out, Eddie was started making all the decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. When Van Halen 3, when that came out, all the interviews were Edward and Gary Cherone, and Edward talked most of the time.
Yeah,
that's when it was like, yeah, it's his band, it's his record. Van Halen 3 really is an Eddie solo record.
And back to that photo that Keith Michael brought up with Eddie, Alex, and Wolfie. Yeah, just the family and black and white type of thing. But I mean, who knows the last time those four were actually in the same place at the same time? Didn't when they recorded A Different Kind of Truth, didn't Dave record his vocals elsewhere? That's what I remember hearing. They weren't even in the same studio at the same time doing it. Basically, like, the music was done and they sent the tapes to wherever.
Yeah, but that's not a brand new picture. That's not a brand new picture of the three of them. That picture's like gotta be from like at least 2015.
I actually didn't see the picture yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, now Alex looks like Ginger Baker. He's so old looking. And then in that photo, he didn't look that old. You good?
Huh?
Nothing.
What? You just got here.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm good.
Dave's got to stay on an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll probably get more people on here.
Maybe no. Remember in school, if you were late, now you got to stay an extra 10 minutes, Mr. Nesdahl. The classroom revolves around you.
When I was in high school, the last years of high school, I was always late. My first period class, the teacher was like legally blind or something. And so I remember I would sneak in. But she always knew I was late or I wasn't there, right? So
because she'd smell you coming in.
I had this thing in my pocket and I would sit down and that would go off. I'm thinking I'm going to carry this thing around with me in public now.
And then she would go,
I'm going to have some fun with these buttons out, you know, outside.
Go.
Dude, you got to mix that in with some songs. Replace, you know, I think the David Lee Roth soundboard. Replace some of Roth's screams with that.
Yeah, let's take the instrumental songs and do that instead of.
But no, I used to spend so much time in detention, and it wasn't like the Hot for Teacher video. You know,
No.
It wasn't like that at all. But it got to the point where I was in detention so much. I got to know that the detention teacher or whatever he was. And
the teacher?
I don't feel tardy.
Yeah. We actually became friends, and we actually ended up forming a band together because he played guitar and bass too. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So I would play gigs with my detention teacher.
And now coming to the stage, detention.
Fresh from detention.
And they're late. Their new album, I Don't Feel Tardy.
Yeah. But yeah, I was taking my guitar to school all the time. Like La Bamba, you know? You know, running down the hallways with my guitar.
Richie.
And I would play guitar in detention for the other kids that were in detention.
Oh, so they were miserable then, really? Like
they're like, "Come on, dude.
It's bad enough. We got to be in here."
Dude, you're playing. Dude, that's not Purdue Woman. That's Day Tripper, man. Get the riff straight. You know?
Not my Richie.
Did either of you ever have to go to summer school?
Yeah.
I did once. Yeah. I did for math once. It was horrible.
Yeah. I took my guitar to that too and got out of all those classes playing guitar for all the other classes. It's the truth.
I had to go to summer school one year. And I'll tell you, it's the last time. Now, I was never really, especially like from junior high on through high school, I was never really a good student. And
so basically you never were a good student.
No. So I just remember having to go to summer school and realizing the kids that I was in summer school with and saying to myself, I'm never going to summer school again. And I'll leave it at that. Because it was just like, you know, all the kids you would see in school during the day, during, you know, normal school, you're like, God, you know, these kids, whatever. And the next thing you know, in summer school, I'm sitting next to them. And I'm like,
you're one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah. You're one of the kids that you despise.
Oh, it's not like I despise them, but it's like
You despise them.
I despise them.
You hated them.
Mad Dog said he would sleep during detention. Now, didn't they wake you up usually in detention if you slept?
Yeah, with a yardstick.
Yeah, on the desk. That's right. Nowadays, you could probably sue the school, you know, for doing that. You scared me.
Yeah, it scared the piss out of me. I gotta sue.
Hmm? Are you talking about getting spanked in school?
No.
Oh.
Ooh.
'Cause, yeah, when I was in grade school, that's what they did. I lived in Arizona. And
Man, are you like 70 years old? Because I thought they got rid of the whole physical.
No, that was still happening back when I was in school.
That
Back in
can't
the 50s.
Yeah. If you had to go, I had a friend who was always in trouble, and he was always going to the principal office.
He was always pregnant?
He was telling me, it's like you go in there and they have 3 different paddles that you choose from, and you pick the paddle, and the principal will hit you with it. Yeah.
What year was this?
1956.
That's just strange, Johnny.
There's no way.
It's very strange.
Nah, it's true. But no, I was going to say, I remember going to school and being in detention all the time and realizing that my friends were actually, you know, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, well, you laugh like them.
And this was before Beavis and Butthead. So when that came out, I'm like, I actually knew those guys.
And you were Stuart. You had the winger shirt on.
Yeah, well, I am now. I've got the winger shirt nowadays, you know. Thank you again. Who sent that?
Oh, you have a Winger Wednesday shirt. You're right. You do have one.
Yeah.
Who sent you that?
It was.
You don't remember, do you? You need to start writing this stuff down, dude.
Yeah, putting it on a little post-it note.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Some Dave dude said Ninth had a smoking section in the 80s. Yeah, that's right. I remember being in high school, and maybe it was like the first year, maybe there was still like you were still allowed to smoke in a certain area in front of school or on the side. I forget where the hell it was.
Yeah, up the hill. When I was in high school, there was you would walk out the door and you go up a hill a certain amount of you know, right by the street, and that's where everybody smoked.
Yep.
You know, that's where I smoked.
Think of how much that's changed since then. And now you can't walk anywhere.
you can't go anywhere near schools. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're about 60. Dude.
Yeah, you gotta.
You know, if you're going to your schools now, you're going to be put in jail.
And hey, you also got to be careful. If you're a certain amount of distance from a school, you can't even, like, you know, if you're driving, you're like, oh my God, I got to pee so bad, but there's not a bathroom around. How isn't there a certain amount of distance you have to be away from a school? I know you're not allowed to like pee outside anyway, but I think if you're like near a school and you pee outside, you get arrested for like
jaywalking.
You're like a sex offender or something.
Well, that I'm sure that's happened. I'm sure that's happened. No, it's
being a prevert.
It's very serious. It's very serious. But no. I was talking about smoking though. Yeah, just smoking anything. You know, actually, in downtown Walnut Creek now, there's signs saying no smoking. Just in downtown in general.
Yeah, but that's everywhere. That's everywhere.
It's like that everywhere now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And you got the Lime bikes too, or the scooters.
Amanda had a smoking area in 1997. Yeah, it's just funny how things have changed.
All you smokers.
I mean, I think up until like 3 or 4 years ago, where I live in Little River, South Carolina, in this town, and maybe even North Myrtle Beach up until a couple of years ago, there were certain stores or like restaurants, for instance, that you could still smoke in. The Waffle House right down the street up until about 3 years ago. You were still allowed to smoke inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just what I want, the cook to be smoking while he's cooking my food.
Or the same thing if, you know, somebody brings over my food and then the couple behind you in the booth next to you just finished eating, so they're going to flare up.
They're smoking.
And you're like, I just got my food.
And
Yeah.
they're always like old ladies too, right?
Yeah, with cigarettes about 3
like-
miles long.
You're always the what were those called?
100s.
True Blue 100s, right?
The what was the brand of those?
Virginia
The True
Slim.
Blue 100s, I said.
Yeah. No, yeah, Virginia Slims.
Mm. Yep.
Marlboros. I remember when I met Margot Kidder back in the late 80s. And I went up to her and I asked her for her autograph, which I have somewhere. I gotta find it.
Because that's important.
Oh yeah, I just saw Superman in the theater, man. Yeah. I'm super excited. I remember there's actually a picture of us together, which I'll have to find it. I'm wearing a U2 shirt. Actually. I remember she was asking for her cigarettes. She was asking her assistant or whoever. She was like, can I get my cigarettes? And I remember they were okay, I'm not a nerd, you guys. They were the same ones that Eddie was smoking when he was working out for Monsters of Rock.
When he was
Remember-
working out?
Yeah, remember the interview where he's working out and he's talking about how he's smoking different cigarettes because he's working out?
That's just I'm just picturing him working out while smoking.
It just boggles my mind how that does not make sense.
There's an interview. Guitar World, July '88. The one where he's on the front holding the 5150 and he's got the Hawaiian bowling shirt. Right? In the interview in there, he's talking about how he's smoking Merit Ultra Lights. And he's working out, getting ready to go on tour for the Monsters of Rock. Anyway, those were the same cigarettes that Margot Kidder smoked at the time.
Did you tell her? No, Eddie Van Halen smokes them.
Actually, it was the same year. That was 1988. It was 1988, so it was the same year. So
I could just see Johnny saying to Margot Kidder, "Hey, Margot, you know Eddie Van Halen? You heard of him? He smokes the same cigarettes as you. Isn't that cool?"
There was some show
with that laugh.
Yeah. No, there was some show that was on the other night. I don't know what show it was, but there was some random line in the show where somebody's asking some guy his name or something, and the guy goes, "You ever heard of Eddie Van Halen?" Do you guys know what show that was?
What was the answer?
I don't think there was an answer. I think that was the end of the scene.
Oh, okay.
But it was some recent show on like a Netflix show or some, I don't know.
You know, we got to that generation now where people don't know who Eddie Van Halen is. Younger kids. Doesn't that suck?
Bunch of dumbass people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
Yeah,
all,
but
they're
they're
all
wearing
Americans.
But they're wearing the shirt they got from Target, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when you see what the hell is her name?
Kardashian
or something wearing a Metallica or an Iron Maiden shirt. It's like,
yeah. Name one song.
oh, this is a band? That's what they would probably say. I just thought it was a cool shirt. Shut up.
Yeah.
and they just gave to charity, and they're just like, "Man, look what I just did."
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, man. Kevin Landorf. Dude. Haven't seen you for a long time, man.
I'm here too.
Yeah, Kevin. We actually met in real life one time. Kevin and I.
You don't think he remembers that?
I'm sure he probably does.
Unlike us, it's funny. I know most of you probably know this in the chat, but those of you who don't, I've never met Dave. I've never met Johnny. Dave,
Nor will we ever.
Me? I'm trying to think who what are the chances? Who would I meet first?
You going to NAMM?
No, I don't think so.
Then you'll meet me first.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin doesn't remember meeting you. You really left a lasting impression on Kevin, Johnny.
That's great.
Dude, we met before. We have?
Didn't I give you a ticket? Did I
No.
give you a ticket for speeding or something?
No, but yeah.
Stop?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll have to watch my mouth then. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I'll show you guys. I've got a picture of us together.
Thrash metal heard Ben is packing for NAMM.
Mm-hmm.
Or Annam.
Well, Ben, they won't let you in with that.
Yeah, Kevin. Keep an eye on Ben. He's packing.
Let me see. There should be a picture of us.
Nah.
Yeah, you're gonna meet Ben. Is Amanda going with him or no?
That's what everybody's hoping. Everybody. That's what everybody wants.
That's great. That's great. We love you, Ben. He's not going. Ben's on his own.
R2R3 asks, when you hear the name Eddie, what do you think of first? Iron Maiden or Van Halen? I mean, I think of Van Halen, even though I love Iron Maiden as well, but
that's a good question. That's a good question. Because for years, what are the two names? These two names. I'll just say first name Mark. What's the other name? I don't know, but let's say there's two people I knew years and years and years ago, and Alex is another one. Okay, every time I'd hear those names for years, I always thought of two specific people. Now when I hear them, I know so many other people with those same names. Now I still think about these other people when I hear the names. This makes no sense.
No, this particular time. Well, it makes plenty of sense.
Okay. Let's say, because for years and years and years, when I hear the name Alex, I think of Skolnick, because I know him, was always around him and everything for years and years. Now, when I hear the name Alex,
you think of Alexa.
I think of Zipkin.
You think of Zippy.
He's the other Alex I've known since that Alex.
What's his name going to be, by the way?
Alex.
Her name?
Dave. No.
Ben is known as the other Coombs. Doesn't that suck? He's got his own show, and Amanda is the main Coombs.
That's a cat.
Maine Coon?
Maine Coon?
That's
a cat.
Well, no, it would be Coons.
That's a style of a cat.
Oh, Jeannie thinks of Eddie Vedder when she hears Eddie. You're full of it, Jeannie.
I think of Eddie Monster.
Eddie Monster or Eddie Munster? Eddie Monster.
I don't like Munster cheese, so I say Monster.
Kevin. There's me and Kevin Landorf right there.
Is that when he got you out of the back of the squad car? Oh, Mad Dog or Amanda's brother. That should be the name of Ben's show. Amanda's brother.
Amanda's brother with guitars.
Mm-hmm. But see, once he starts teaching Amanda how to play the guitar, she'll be on his show, and it'll be Coombs with guitars. Yeah, Soda Pop. Yeah, I like Testament. Mm-hmm.
John BL asks Ed, Eddie, or Edward. That's the weird thing. My buddy Butch, who is a huge Roth era Eddie Van Halen fan, he says when he was that's Edward. during his favorite album is Van Halen 2. And he's like, that's Edward. He said when Sammy got in there, Eddie got lazy, or Edward got lazy and he became Eddie. He's like, I prefer Edward over Eddie. And I don't agree with his sentiment about Eddie getting lazy in his guitar playing. But it's weird. When I look back to that early era Van Halen stuff, it's like Edward Van Halen. And then when Sammy got in there, it was Eddie. You know? Is it stupid to even have this conversation?
No, no. It makes sense, because if you look at Edwards, I call him Edward. When you look at his autographs throughout the years, all those early days, he signed Edward Van Halen. You look at his signature now. I've got one right here.
It's just Ed.
It looks like Eddie Van Halen, all within one sentence.
I think it's Ed. I think he just writes Ed Van Halen or Ed Vuz. It's Ed. It's Ed. It's not Eddie or Edward. But I don't think it's. I think if you don't know him personally, you shouldn't be calling him Edward. I think that's if you knew him personally, you call him Edward.
But is it the opposite?
Can you see that?
Looks like Ed to me.
But Dave, is it the opposite? Like when? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Say something so you get it on there.
Yeah, I can't even see what I'm showing here.
No, his signature is kind of blended.
It's changed. That's changed a lot.
That's from 2016.
But usually, Dave, isn't it the exact opposite? Like if you don't know somebody, you should call them by their real, like, birth certificate name. You know, like if somebody didn't know you and they're like, Dave, can I call you Dave? Type of thing. Instead of, some people want to be known as their real name.
They're like, hey, you, get over here.
People know you for a while, or friends, they can call you by your short name or nickname or whatever.
Hey, you, don't touch that.
But I tell Ellie all the time.
I see where you're going with that, but I just think that everyone, I mean, he's always been Eddie Van Halen to me.
Yeah.
You know, even in the Roth days, and I saw them since the beginning, you know, pretty much the beginning anyway. But I always knew him as Eddie Van Halen. I didn't know him as Edward Van Halen. I think, you know, either calling him Ed or Edward, you should probably know him first before you call him Ed or Edward.
Well, Alex called him Ed. I don't know if I've ever heard Sammy call him Ed. Michael Anthony, I've heard call him Ed.
I've heard him call him Ed. He's like, hey, Ed. Yeah.
Oh, like to him. But I'm talking about in interviews and stuff like that.
In interviews, it's
either Eddie or Edward, right?
Yeah.
Edward's an alien. when he's sitting on the rock with his I eat 'em raw shirt.
Well, that same interview I was talking about, where he talks about smoking the Merit Ultralights because he's working out. That same interview. That's how they start the interview, asking him what he likes to be called. Eddie, Eddie, or Edward. And his response to that is, I don't give an F.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he says he used to care. He used to care, but he doesn't care anymore about what people call him.
Hey, jerk off.
Look, jerky, I don't need to talk to you. I say Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
So if I ever meet him, which I never will.
Mm-hmm. I met him. What
How many say Eddie?
Sammy or Samuel?
I don't think I called him anything when I met him.
Hey, you. Don't you play guitar?
You're the guy with the stripes, right?
I think I've seen you on the MTVs years ago. You were playing a guitar solo when you scratched your head not knowing what to play.
I remember watching right before they showed that the When It's Love video, and one of their VJs What was the guy with the blonde hair? Went up to like here.
Adam.
Yeah.
Alan Hunter.
Alan
No.
Hunter.
No.
No.
It was
Alan Hunter was the
he was
He
the one.
said blonde.
No, but no. Alan Hunter was the blonde hair. That was like early 80s. I'm talking later 80s.
Oh, I don't know then.
Are you talking about Johnny? Are you talking about the one who hosted Headbangers Ball for a little while?
He might have, yeah.
And then everybody was like, "This guy's fake, man. Get him out of there."
Oh yeah, he with the teased hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was
He
Adam.
looked like a lion.
Rawr.
Anyway,
His name is Adam too. Adam something or other. Adam.
I like that last name. Adam something or other.
somebody
Adam
knows.
something or
Adam John, thank you. Adam Curry. Thank you.
Yes.
John BL, man, always coming through, man.
Yep.
Like
I have computers in front of him.
John BL is the producer of this show. He gets all the answers.
he's like, wait a minute, Johnny, you have a question? Hang on. Hang on, Johnny. Hang on. That's this one. Oh shit. Yeah. But anyway, I remember when he was introducing the video, he said, or it was before it started or afterwards, he said the reason Eddie does this is because he was greasing up his fingers to play the solo.
Really?
Well, that's what he said, but it's a video, so he wasn't actually playing.
Hmm.
What?
You know?
He wasn't playing that?
Well, he was mimicking.
I mean, I know that.
Mimicking. Something cool though about that guitar solo from the When It's Love video. I've said this before a billion times. You can see all the edits in the solo, just by the solo alone. Because watch, every time they show a close up of his guitar, look at where the guitar picks are on the tape. They're changing every scene.
Wow,
Pick in a different place.
A million times, haven't you?
Yeah. That was as the kids, say today, that was my jam.
I always thought the whole scratching his head thing, like, what do I play now? And then that's how I looked at it.
Mm-hmm. There might actually be something really what's the
lice.
No. Yeah, don't you hate that, Jay? You're sitting there at a concert and the guy in front of you has lice.
Oh.
You don't hate that?
Or when you see somebody with like a beard, right?
With lice?
No, you see somebody with a big beard and they have like beard dandruff and they have a black shirt on and it's just like looks like it's snowing.
If you
that
actually
happens to me.
If you get lice, can they walk from your head down to your beard and get in there?
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
Does anybody know?
Oh, that's why you got to shave this thing off twice a year.
Once, twice, 3 times you shave that beard. A man is putting spiders in what?
3 times a bearded lady.
Oh, bearded clam. A man is putting spiders in the chat. You might want to watch out. They're liable to bite.
No, I'm itchy now, you guys. No, I was going to say that there might be something more into him scratching his head during that solo, because that solo is very, very Clapton-like, and there might be some sort of Clapton reference there, or maybe Clapton did that.
Clapton never did that.
You never know.
I do know.
Okay, maybe you know then, but Garber would know.
Garbarino.
Mm-hmm.
Garbarino. Vinny Garbarino.
John BL. Loogie Flux. Hello, everyone. What's going in?
Hey.
Boner Jams is still here. I'm surprised.
Where are we? Oh, look at this. We're
running on almost 2 hours here. Actually, it is 2 hours, right? I'm assuming spell check changes that word to cubes, huh?
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe they're square. I don't know. Wow, 67 people listening to this nonsense about lice and dandruff.
So I'm gonna have 2 new guitars to sell on Sunday. If anyone's interested.
Sunday.
Which ones, Jay, you ever shave your legs because you miss your wife on tour?
What does that even mean?
Oh, that's funny, man. Comment of the night right there.
Oh. Are you? Is that person saying that your legs look like your wife's when they're not shaved? When they're shaved?
I just think it's one of those.
You have female legs?
I do have female legs. But I've never shaved them.
You have a camel toe as well?
It's a moose knuckle when it's a guy.
Huh?
It's a moose knuckle when it's a guy.
Yeah, no, that's why I asked you if you had a camel toe.
We should do a show on Monday and call it Moose Knuckle Monday.
Mush knuckle.
And we all have to wear the striped pants.
Mm-hmm.
And have the cameras angled down.
Oh. Oh man, what was it? I was gonna say something. Oh well. So what? Are we good?
Yeah. Oh man, this is a good one.
Or I could tell people about the guitars I'm selling.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, what guitars are you getting?
I'm getting a Paul Gilbert PG1 in purple.
Purple?
Well,
blue. On purpose?
Blue. The blue with the pink pickups.
Oh, with the pink.
Yeah. Yes. What do you? That's for you, Jay. I'm getting.
But it's a hard time right now. I was talking to Jeannie about it the other night, and I showed her a picture of the guitar, and I'm just like, man, it's Christmas time. I got a friggin'. This is the guitar that. Now, this isn't the actual guitar, but this is the guitar that Dave is talking about. This is one of my favorite Ibanez guitars. I remember around that time of the first Mr. Big record, there's a shot of the whole band, I think. And he's standing there with that guitar. And I just always loved that blue with that hot pink, man. I love this guitar. And it's basically an Ibanez RG 770, but his custom, what do you guys think of that? Is that not beautiful or what? Johnny?
I like it. Yeah, that's always been my favorite guitar of his as well.
That's a nice guitar.
The one volume knob all the way on the bottom so it doesn't get in your way. And it's amazing when you see Paul play how fast he goes from picking to turning the volume down when it's halfway across the country like that. Pretty impressive.
Wow, that seems.
What does everybody think?
That would be a weird. That'd be a weird place to put that. You wouldn't be able to. I'd have to use a volume pedal to get some.
Well, I mean, he plays his guitar pretty low, so he's got long arms, and he says that's where it belongs for him. So I'm getting that guitar. I'm getting a prototype ESP Skulls and Snakes George Lynch with Fender style headstock, not a hockey stick. And I'll be selling my my Ripley stereo guitar.
Ooh, Steve Anderson.
Oh.
Maybe you should tell him.
Why? Is he looking for a Ripley?
I don't know if Eddie Van Halen played it.
Eddie didn't play that particular one, but yeah.
Does it look like the?
No,
is it the same?
No, it's my white one.
A style one. If it's one that Van Halen was ever pictured with, that's something Steve would want.
Yeah.
Because we know he's looking for something right now where it has to be a certain thing,
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I'll try to make this quick, but yesterday I get a text or a message from Steve. basically, there's a guitar on eBay. Which guitar is it, Johnny? You know better than I do.
Well, is he still looking to get it?
No, and I'm going to get there. I'm going to get.
He doesn't want it at all.
Well, no, I'm going to get there. But which guitar was it again?
It was the Epiphone Squire.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh. This is.
It was. Yeah. It was.
Oh, he's looking for a sustainer guitar.
Yes.
Kramer Sustainer.
Kramer Sustainer. So, he sent me. This is the picture of the actual one on eBay. That he was interested in getting.
Right, but the thing and
it's a lot of money.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say though, there is another ad, even though it's photoshopped, there's an ad with Eddie playing that guitar, but that guitar is photoshopped over the 5150.
Oh, really?
And it's cartoon. It's a cartoonish outline of him.
I've seen that,
of course.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So tell Steve there is an ad of him actually playing that.
The thing is, man, is he asks me, he actually text messaged me or asked me if I can. I guess Steve tried to buy it, but there was no shipping to Canada. So he couldn't even message the guy about the item or buy it because it was from Canada. And I guess the guy didn't have Canadian shipping on or something, right?
Huh? They're both in Canada?
Dave, do you understand what I just said?
Yeah.
It's not you're saying the guitar was in Canada, but the guy wouldn't ship it to Canada.
No, Steve's in Canada. The guy wouldn't ship it to Canada. He didn't have the Canadian shipping on, right? He couldn't even get a message about the guitar. So Steve asks me if I could bid on it, buy it, and then get it to my house and then ship it to him. So I'm like, hold on a second. So I messaged the dude and said, hey, will you ship to Canada? And he goes, of course. Just, place the order or whatever, and I'll ship it to Canada. No issue.
Probably didn't want to pay the shipping to Canada.
Well, that's the thing. It was free shipping, right? So the guy said, as long as, it's a good offer, I don't get lowballed, I'll cover the shipping, even though it's going to be a little more expensive. So I tell Steve, hey, the guy said he'll ship it to Canada, no problem. So then Steve, I guess, tries again or something and says, can you ask him to turn shipping on to Canada so I can buy it? So I'm like, no problem. So I message the guy again and say, hey, can you change the shipping to allow shipping to Canada? The guy goes, no problem. I just updated it, So I explained that it was for a buddy of mine who lived in Canada, blah, blah, blah. So I tell Steve, hey, everything's updated. You can go ahead and order it or buy it. And we don't hear anything. So then I asked Steve a couple hours later, hey, did you end up buying the guitar? So then after I go through not that I'm complaining because I think it's actually funny, but after I go through all that trouble of telling the guy to update it and everything.
Someone else bought it?
No. Steve sent this picture of Eddie playing the maple neck version and then says, I'll be waiting till I see the maple, to see one in maple to buy it. Thank you, Jay, for the hassle.
Good luck. That'll never happen because the maple ones were only made for Eddie.
See, that's where Steve says that you're wrong.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't throw chairs around, man.
I know. Well, I have no idea. I have no horse in this race, but Steve said in further research, the Kramer Floyd Rose Sustainer guitar did also come with a maple fingerboard. Here's one that was on Reverb 3 years ago. He sent the picture, and the picture never came through. I never got it. All right, look, it's a gray. Box.
Okay, well, who's to say that neck was not originally on that guitar? That it was, maybe.
He said Nesdal thought they only built one for Ed. False. So I have no idea. Hey, you got your toque. You got your thinking toque on.
Hang on, I gotta make sure it fits.
It's pretty small.
That's
he's gonna go climb through a window now. He's like, yeah, guy, those guitars I was gonna have, I'm gonna go get them now. Remember The Simpsons where Marge is like, Homer, why are you wearing all black?
No.
The dinner table?
I don't remember that one.
That's when he was a thief.
Dave, don't say it on here. But
don't say it on. Don't say what?
Don't answer my question. Well, answer my question, but don't say the actual price if you do know it. The Paul Gilbert 100 or the PGM 100. Do you know how much the price is going to be on that?
Yes.
Should I start a GoFundMe?
Not as expensive as you think. You know, the price that I gave, I know that you saw it for a few $100s less, but for the shape that this one is in, that the price that I told you originally, which is the price, is the right price for it. And I'm also selling it for a buddy who, you know, is as good a friend as you are. So I want both sides to work it out. But I can't lowball him. I just can't do it. It's going because he needs a car, dude. He needs to get to work every day. So he's trying to get what he can for his guitars.
He won't take any trades to knock the price down?
No. He's got tons of guitars. He's just selling off.
Jay, can I see that picture again of the Rosewood Sustainer?
The gray box that Steve sent, the picture that's nothing. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, no, the other one. The one that he doesn't want.
I'm sorry.
Because I found the advertisement I was telling you guys about. Say something?
It's got the bear tooth or something, or the bear tooth inlays.
A bear tooth.
Look at them.
Those are headstocks.
Headstock inlays.
Let's do the headstock. Oh, okay, then maybe he won't want it. But hey, Steve, you're late, man. If you're watching this,
oh, you're right. They are headstock.
Here's the advertisement I was just talking about. And there's Eddie playing the Sustainer. And I know I said it's cartoonish because it is, but that's an actual picture. And I've seen the actual picture, and he's actually playing the 1550, of course.
Dude, that looks so bad.
But yeah, it's photoshopped.
No.
You mean bad good?
They didn't have Photoshop back then. I don't know what the hell they used.
Well, I mean, it's a cartoon.
Microsoft Paint.
It's a real picture, though, because I've seen the actual picture.
Somebody said the PGM 300 was 91 in 2004. No, it's the blue one with the pink is the PGM 100.
Yes. It's the first one, and it's the top of the line for being the first generation Paul Gilbert. It doesn't, whatever it is, it's first generation, and that alone makes it worth money because it's first generation.
Can I give you my best Clark W. Griswold impression? Well, if anybody has any last minute Christmas ideas for me, I have one. I'd like a Ibanez PGM 100.
Jeremy Dunn, the condition of the Ripley guitar is in very good condition.
Is that true, Desiree?
The delayed, huh? The hell are you talking about?
Desiree, what?
The one with the crack in it? So wait, what? Clark Griswold, what was he actually saying there? What did he actually want?
It's when he got the Jelly of the Month Club for his Christmas bonus. So, well, if anybody has any last minute Christmas ideas for me, I have one. I'd like my boss, Mr. Shirley, what the hell was his name? Right here with a big ribbon on his head. So I can tell him what a low life. Then he goes on that spiel calling him every name in the book.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The gift that keeps giving all year long. That it is, Edward. That it is. The Jelly of the Month Club.
Different jellies
Different jellies.
or jams?
I call it jelly, but I prefer grape jam on my peanut butter and jelly.
Well, that's different things, right?
Mm-hmm. Jam
Like-
is more easily spreadable.
Jam is like homemade. Like if somebody, right? If it's homemade, if it's homemade, it's
Well-
jam. But if it's bought in the store, it's jelly, right?
No, they make jelly and jam. And it took me years to realize that jam is actually better for making a peanut butter and jelly.
Instead of peanut butter and jam.
Well, it just peanut butter and jam doesn't sound right.
You've never heard of that? Somebody saying, "I want a peanut butter and jam sandwich."
Exactly.
You never hear that.
No.
It's always peanut butter and jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Eddie quote though, where he said, "You bring the peanut butter and we'll bring the jam."
I remember that.
You ever hear that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's almost 10:30, and I'm having a lot of fun, but
You got a peanut butter sandwich that's not going to make itself.
I have a peanut butter sandwich that's not going to put jam on it.
Peanut butter and jelly and Nutella, right?
No, it's just, well, depends. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right, so we're good.
Are we good?
You know what I heard? You're not actually supposed to say goodbye on videos because that's when people immediately jump ship. We could be talking another 5 minutes, but nobody's going to see it because I said we're leaving. So from now on, there's no. From now on, you know, we just like, I'll be like,
All right, see ya.
and then it's just
Goodbye.
done. It's just done.
Just do the Irish goodbye. Just out of the blue, just hit the end button without even saying any